I love you, DJ. And I love you, Grandma.
Love you too.
I love you, Keon.
Love you too.
And I love you, Peanut.
Love you too.
Try doing it on the microphone.
You want to talk to Peanut on the mic now?
Yeah. Hi.
Hey.
What are you doing today?
Just hanging out. It's Christmas and stuff, so just hanging out with the family. What about you?
Nothing.
Did you have a great Christmas?
Yeah. Hold on, Peanut.
Okay.
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 What up? Welcome to a very special edition of the Keyword Is podcast. This is my newest segment that I'll be calling Heart to Heart. It'll just be a conversation with people that I care to hear from. So today I have my cousin.
Hey everybody, my name is Kassondra. I go by Peanut, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, for sure. Peanut, Kassondra, whatever you want to call her. It's my first cousin. Moms and sisters, and I look at her like a sister. So I have a couple of things I want to ask her, and I think it should lead to some pretty good combo. So first, what do you feel is your biggest accomplishment in life to this point?
So I feel like my biggest accomplishment so far, actually I have a couple. I'm gonna be straightforward and honest. Some of them I don't really talk about all the time, but I'm gonna get into something today that I feel like is pretty good to talk about as far as being accomplished. Well, my first accomplishment, I'll say graduating from college, because that's not something that everybody decides to do, and it's not easy either. So I feel like that was something that I wanted to do. Also, it had another meaning to it. So my mom, of course, like what happened to my mom or whatever, but 2015, my mom had passed away. So one thing she told me to do, literally, while she was on her bed, leaving this world, she told me, make sure you finish school. So I really didn't do it for me. It was for me, but mostly for her. And I feel like that was a huge accomplishment, because going back to school for one after that happened was hard. So doing that was an accomplishment for me.
Yeah, definitely made you feel as if you did it for her.
I definitely did it for her. That right there wasn't even for me no more. That was strictly for her. Cause for her to be on her bed, getting ready to leave this earth, and then to literally think about me telling me go to school, finish school, I had to do that. So that was a huge accomplishment.
And that little part right there, that describes how Sandra was. Just you know what I'm saying, selfless. She wanted the best for you all the time, for sure. And everybody else that was her family.
Yep.
That's a perfect description of how she was as a person.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Also, another accomplishment that I feel like I want to talk about, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it. I feel like it's almost taboo in a lot of families. I would say going to therapy. That was a huge accomplishment of mine. For a lot of years, I thought about it and stuff like that, but just never acted on it. And one day I felt like I really want to do this. I want to take the next step to, just finding my true happiness and my true joy and stuff like that. And I took that step and I did it. And I feel like that was a huge accomplishment, because I think a lot of people, whenever you think of therapy, it's you don't need to go to therapy, or no, you're not crazy, you don't need to do that. But what people don't realize is therapy is just like going to the doctor. You can go to the doctor for your checkup, you can go to the doctor to just make sure everything is good. I feel like therapy is the same thing. I feel like people look at therapy as just something that you don't need, or therapy is not that deep or whatever. But for me, therapy was a huge accomplishment, and I think more people should try it.
I'm still trying to get around to jumping into therapy.
Yeah.
I tell myself that I'm doing self-therapy a lot, and I just talk to myself, whatever, but I don't think it's the same.
It's really not the same, because we all can sit here and we can talk to ourselves, and we can say, oh, well, I need to do this, I need to do that. But it's nothing like talking to somebody and they don't have a biased opinion. They don't know nothing about you. They don't know nothing about your family, and they can just literally give you, you know, advice or give you a second opinion on all kinds of things. So I definitely think you should try out therapy. I think it's worth all the money that you know, that they want to charge for it, because it's, I mean, sometimes for your mental, that's what you need.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I guess like you can't really put a price on your mental.
No, you really can't, and it really helps. Like whenever I talk with my therapist, usually it feel like, you know, it's not like it's super informal. Like me and her, we literally just be chatting. Like we literally just, it's like we homegirls, like we've been knowing each other.
Yeah.
And that's what it feel like. So it's really cool, like, to have somebody, and she's older too, so she give me advice. She probably in her maybe late 40s. So it feels good to just have somebody who you can just chop it up with, and y'all just chat.
Yeah. That probably is good coming from someone older.
Yeah.
Someone a little experience a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of connected to that, I also want to ask, what's a lesson that you learned as a child that sticks with you today?
Oh man, my number one lesson that I feel like I learned as a child, just be kind to people, because literally you never know what somebody's going through ever.
True.
Like I even had to realize, like, even when you go to fast food restaurants and stuff and you got people who just, you know, rude at the window, you really have to step into their perspective and be like, dang, you really don't know, you know, what could have happened to them before they went to work. So it's like, even if you feel like they being rude, what I learned is, like, don't be nasty back to them, because you just don't know what they may have gone through before they came to work. So I can definitely say a life lesson that I learned, definitely just be kind to everybody, because you don't know. And yeah, just treat others the way you want to be treated, for sure. A lesson that I definitely follow every day.
Yeah, I like that. And I'll say all of the people around me that know you, everybody, like, that's the first thing, like, oh, Peanut's so nice, like, and they, you know, that's how they start their description of you. Like,
and see, that's how I want to be. Like,
yeah.
if I was to leave this earth today, I want people to remember me as, like, a nice person. I never want to be the person who people felt like was mean, or like not a cool person, or couldn't hang out with, couldn't be around. Like, I want to be the person who was like, okay, like, Peanut, she cool, like, she was always a nice person. That's how I want to be remembered.
Yeah, I definitely think you will be remembered that way, because, like I said, that's how everybody describes you now, and you know, that's good. I mean, that stems from childhood. And
and that feel good here. You know what? People tell me the same thing about you. Like, anytime I bring you up, they're like, "Oh, Keon, I remember Keon." Like, "Oh, Keon," you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm glad that we, you know, was taught to be that way, because that's a great way to be.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, kind of on another track, what would you say is your dream job?
So let me ask you this: do you mean my dream job from when I was a kid, or like my dream job now? Or both?
Yeah, let's start with when you was a kid. What was
Okay.
your dream job as a kid?
So when I was a kid, I had a couple of dream jobs, but my first one that I remember, a choreographer. Like, I just knew I wanted to be a choreographer. I knew I was a good dancer. At least I thought I was. Because when I look back at them family videos, your girl was not that great of a dancer. But in my head at the time, you couldn't tell me I was.
Matters.
So I can say, like, growing up, I thought I was gonna be a choreographer. That was definitely my dream job. And then as I got a little bit older, one time I really wanted to be a model. I definitely thought I was gonna be a model. I mean, every single picture, I was posing. I mean, I was really into America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
I was watching that all the time. So I feel like I went through a lot of different phases in my life where I wanted to be different things.
That's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah. Then the next time I thought that I was going to be a chef. I remember I went through one of those phases where I cooked a lot. Keon, you remember I was cooking eggs every day?
Coming home from school getting eggs. Getting eggs and waffles and stuff.
Yeah. So I thought I would do that. And then, let's see. Oh, I thought I wanted to be a meteorologist. I think that was at one point.
About that.
Yeah, I thought I wanted to be a meteorologist. So those were all really good jobs, you know.
See, I feel like even as a youngin', when you want to do that stuff, it leads to things you might do later.
Yeah, exactly. That's
you know
so
what
true.
I'm saying? Like, because when you want to be a choreographer, you were able to gain the experience of your mom putting you in those dance classes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff, just to see how that is, you know, like a lot of people didn't go through that. And, you know, you want to be a chef. you learn how to cook, and now you still know how to cook. Like, so it's like, you know, it led to something.
You know what? You're right, and I never thought of it that way. Like, literally growing up, you'll get taught lessons that you don't even know that you learned until you get older. So,
and they stay with you.
That is so true.
So when you got a little bit older, what did you decide? You know, oh, this is really what I want to do.
So I can say, so right now I work in childcare. I'm a teacher with pre-K. I started off in the daycare, and then I moved up to pre-K. And I can say that's my dream job. I tell people all the time, I would never change my job. I'm going to be a pre-K teacher for the rest of my life. I love it. God really put me in position with this one because it just taught me so many things, man. Them kids teach me things every single day. Like, I love these kids. Literally, I mean, still get phone calls from parents, from old kids that I used to have. I mean, it's literally somewhere that God put me here. I can't explain how I got here, only God, because when I was in college, I didn't know what I was going to school for. I did human development and family studies. I thought I was going to be in social work. I don't have a heart for it. I'm too compassionate, and I wouldn't be able to work in social work.
What, like giving bad news and stuff like that?
Yeah, like, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to go to foster homes. I just don't have a heart for it. Like, I'd be crying every day. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I
so
guess every story not going to end well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then you got to think about it. Like, whenever you working with the, you know, the foster families and stuff like that, sometimes them kids, they go places and you can't see them ever again.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, that life is not for me. So God knew that, and God placed me somewhere else where I can work with kids, where I can see them every day and help them, and, you know, just be that nurturing figure for them. And He placed me with kids being a teacher.
And I gotta say, based on the stuff that you send in, yeah, them kids love it.
Yeah, and I love them.
You know, I've been up there a couple times.
Oh yeah.
And they definitely love Miss Kassondra.
Yeah, and I got stories for days. Like, I got so many stories about me and my kids. Like, that's why I call them my kids. Like, even I sent out an email at the end of the school year last year at their graduation. I'm telling them, like, y'all, hope y'all have a great summer. And to my kids, I love y'all. Be great. Like, do great things. So, yeah, I'm definitely in position. This is my dream job.
Stick with kids. They gonna do that. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's what's up. You got placed where you're supposed to be.
I definitely did.
See, I thought I was gonna be a wrestler, so you know, that ain't quite go how I thought it was gonna go, you know. So with me, for a while, there was a time where I didn't think that friends mattered. You know, I didn't think friendships was a thing. I'm like, I got family and nothing else. Yeah, and that's what it is. But, you know, getting older and seeing how things work, I realized, no, I have friends. I have real friends, too. So I wanted to ask you, how much do you value, like, friendships?
Okay, so that's a real good question. So I really do value my friendships. I was just having this conversation the other day, too, with somebody. Like you, I love my family, and I'm always like, oh, yeah, like, I don't need friends. Like, when it comes to my family, I'm good. Like, I got my cousin. That's what I always say. Like, I got my cousin, so I'm all right. I don't need nobody else. But if you really think about it, it's so important to have other relationships outside of your family too.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it's important to have friendships. I have a solid group of friend girls who I talk to just about every day. And I grew up an only child, you know that. But, you know, I always had to do or whatever. But when it came down to other girls, I really consider the girls who I do have in my life my sisters. Like, we always say, like, oh, we sisters, like, no matter what. And we fall out and we get mad at each other just like real sisters.
Like sisters do, though.
Yeah, you know, but at the end of the day, we come back and we get it together. So I can say friendships are truly, truly important. I mean, it would be a lonely, lonely life without no friends.
Yeah, because, you know, family is family.
Yeah.
But, yeah, friends hold a different, like, space, like, in your life. Like, you know, family is always going to be there, and that's what they are.
Yeah.
Friends are just,
And that's another thing, like, I remember at one point I felt like I didn't have any friends, and then I remember I prayed, like, God, please send me genuine connections, like, please send me women in my life who are like me, who, you know, want to be genuine friends, who won't, you know, wish bad on me, because, you know, some people, they'll claim to be your friends and won't really be your friend, like, so, you know, I prayed for that. So,
it's not hard to find bad friends.
Yeah.
It's hard to find good friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I can say, like, I have a good solid group of girls who I know we rocking to the wheels fall off.
And that's important.
So what about you though?
Me, Yeah, I mean, my friends. I have a couple people who are like solid in my life, and like I'm sure they know the position that they hold in my life because I don't have 10 friends. I got about 4 to 6 dudes who are like really my actual friend who I know I can count on. They know they can call me. There's a problem, and that's like a mutual like connection, and it's real. Because of course through all my years, I've had people that I thought was friends, and it wasn't necessarily like a snake me out kind of situation, but after a while you just realize like, that's they're not.
Here for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. Like, I used to have a hard time with that. I used to have a hard time realizing that everybody is not here forever. Like, some people really are only with you for a season. And I used to have a real hard time with that. Like, dang, how come me and this girl was friends for 2 years and then later on we not friends no more? But you have to really realize, like, everybody not here forever. Like, some people only here for a season with you.
Yeah. I actually, one of my recent episodes, I talked about how some people can look at it in a negative way, like, oh, you lost a friend or whatever. But I just feel like that was a part of whatever path you're on. Like, and that person was important for that time. Like, whatever they did for you in your life, it was important in that time.
That's right.
So I never look at it like, you lost a friend or, somebody did you dirty or whatever. Like, no, it's just, it expired.
That's just what it is.
Keep it going. Hey, well, I think this was a great interview.
It was. It really was.
I think this was good. Uzauza. The power of edit. Well, I appreciate you sitting down with me. What do you have coming up? Anything you want to tell the people?
So, as far as anything coming up, I'm in school right now working to get my teacher's license. So I actually finished undergrad back in 2018 with Human Development Family Studies, but now I'm back in school again to get my license so that I can continue on in that classroom and make a difference in them kids' lives the way I'm supposed to. So thank you. That's what I got going on.
Keep doing your thing because it's clearly your calling.
It is.
And I feel like you should keep following that like you're doing. That's what's up. Shout out to you. Hey, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Appreciate y'all for listening. Again, this is Heart to Heart. More episodes to come.
Can I ask them to follow me on social media?
Yeah, for sure.
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Kassondra with a K. It's KASSONDRAAA. That's 3 A's at the end. Kassondra with a K with 3 A's at the end.
All right, that's all we got. Appreciate you for listening. Catch you on the next episode, God willing. Peace.